Hi, my name is Katy Schmitt, and I'm the Summer 2022 Internship Program Coordinator for McMinnville Economic Development Partnership, or MEDP. MEDP helps to administer the McMinnville WORKS program, which connects local talented youth with willing host sites for 9+ week internships, and they are fully paid in our community with our Grow Your Own workforce initiative. One of our host sites this summer is Swedemom Center of Giving. They have 4 interns, 3 software programming interns, and then 1 marketing social media guru, Lassen. Swedemom Center of Giving's mission as a nonprofit is to prevent usable items from going to landfills and help create a circular economy in our McMinnville community.
My name is Jamie O'Connell. I am a senior computer science major at George Fox University, and I'm interning here at Swedemom under the MEDP program for the summer.
Hi, my name is Anna Kazelki, and I'm interning at Swedemom Center of Giving.
I'm Benjamin Harper, a computer science intern at Swedemom Center of Giving.
This team of 3 interns has been hired by Swedemom with the goal of, over their 9-week internship, to track production metrics and build a tool that will allow the Swedemom administrators to be able to see individual employee productivity times and metrics, as well as the overall corporation productivity and metrics.
So when we started at Swedemom, we got put into the production cycle, which consists mostly of intaking items into the system, writing descriptions for said items, doing imaging for said items, and then final checking everything to make sure everything's good to go before we post it online for eBay and the website. We needed the way to consider production metrics and how they changed in accordance to the changes you made, but we realized there was nothing in the system that could help us with that. The data was there. Every single time that a user would perform any sort of trackable action in the production cycle, it would write out to our database, and it would be stored somewhere in a variety of tables, but there was no tools in existence that would pull that data out for meaningful use. So we had to come along and make our own tool by ourselves. We had no idea what we were really doing when we got into it, but we just said, okay, well, I mean, the data's there. We can work with this. So our 3 biggest concerns are usability, reliability, and security. We wanted to be absolutely certain that every single time an administrator ran the tool, they were getting accurate, up-to-date graphs. They weren't seeing shadows. They weren't seeing old graphs. They were always getting relevant information that would be usable for them when they're making decisions based on changes they made. We also wanted to be sure that the interface and what the external look of the tools were as simple as possible.
So I'm in charge of working with the visualizations. So I take data that's generated by the back end of like SQL query and format it so that I can generate charts that the administrators can look at and interact with to see how employees do things throughout their day. So we have daily charts, which you can see exactly what step of the production process employees are working on and when they complete that step. We have line charts that show the steps of the production process and totals and averages for how efficient different locations are being. And we also have summary charts for individual employees, which show efficiency, so how many minutes per step any step of the production process takes, and where employees are allocating their time based on an algorithm that Jamie and I have developed. I think these tools are really helpful because they're very interactive, so you can hover over any data point in the system and see exactly like when something happened or how many items were done in a particular day, and that's very helpful. And it's also totally color-coded, so each step of the production process has its own color, and that corresponds over all of the different graphs. So if you see that particular blue, it's always going to be the same thing.
Anyone could come along. They didn't have to know a lot about what was inside the actual database, and they could just use the tool. But on the inside, we needed it to be powerful and like very extendable, so that anytime you made more changes to the system, you could simply just add a little bit of code and you get all of that new information.
So there's 2 steps to the algorithm. There's the employee metrics and there's the location metrics. So basically what the employee metrics does is it takes data from Benjamin's query, and the data is organized by events. So every time someone does something in the hub, and it uses that data to generate calculations for each date, to calculate how long things took for people and what was the average time and how many things they did, and calculations like that. And then the location metric side just simply does that for numerous employees and organizes the calculations, and exports those calculations by date and location for all users for each date. So why is our program powerful? So for now and in the near future, it helps the business better understand the cost of production. It also helps understand any changes made to production process, whether that's on the software or just changing the way we do things in the business, because we can calculate whether it takes employees on average more time or less time to do things. This tool can be used to understand the cost of productions for different types of items. So you can see the cost of production for a book versus something like a hockey puck or something like that.
Lastly, we really needed it to be secureable, because most of this information can be sensitive. It could be relative to that person alone, and that information could be something that most people would want to obscure. And so we needed a way to keep average users out of that section of tools.
With the production metrics, there's also a big ethical piece to it. We need to not make a micromanaging tool. We don't want to micromanage employees. We want to help the administrators identify the employees' strengths, and we don't want to create something that's going to create tension between advisors and the employees.
The production metrics that they've been working on, we have some different uses for that via our jobs program ideas. How do we get things done? What categories matter? You know, there's just a lot of interesting use cases that we're going to be studying, and we may be working with some other, like colleges that have students that want to study ideas with the data, and what does that mean? I think it could have a significant impact, not just for us, but for many, many other uses. I think the interns have had this energy because they see what sustainability and technology, how it matters, how things can be redeemed, how people can be redeemed, and how the software can be more efficient to make that happen. But some of the things that they've created over the summer, just minor fixes, or like Lassen's video, has either created an efficiency that has saved an expense or has created a new opportunity for revenue generation. And this can't be done with a full-time person usually, in a year sometimes. So it's just been a real boost.
Thanks for taking the time to hear about what the Swedemom interns have accomplished this summer through their involvement with the McMinnville WORKS program. And also thank you to Lassen Anderson and Dominic Humlie, also participants in the McMinnville WORKS program, for producing and directing this video.